Welcome to the channel. Rarest coins. Today, we have an exciting topic for all you coin enthusiasts. You might be wondering about the value of the 1967 Washington quarter. At first glance, it might seem like just another coin from the 1960s, but let me tell you, this particular quarter could be worth much more than you think. In fact, up to $1.7 million. Yes, that's right, a 1967 Washington quarter has made headlines for fetching an extraordinary sum at auction. In this video, we'll explore the history of this iconic coin, how it became so valuable, and how you can identify if you have one of these rare and valuable pieces. So, grab your magnifying glass and let's get into it. History of the Washington quarter. Before diving into the specifics of the 1967 quarter, it's essential to understand the Washington quarter's history. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday. Designed by artist John Flanagan, the coin features a left-facing portrait of George Washington on the obverse side, while the reverse side originally displayed an eagle perched on a branch. Over the years, the design has remained largely consistent, with only minor adjustments to the eagle and other details. By the time the 1960s rolled around, the Washington quarter had already been in circulation for decades. It had become a staple in everyday transactions, and most people had one in their pocket. At this point, the quarter was still struck from 90% silver and 10% copper, making it valuable in terms of its precious metal content alone. However, just a year later, in 1968, the U.S. Mint switched to using a clad composition, consisting of a copper core with a nickel exterior, which meant that 1967 was the final year that quarters were minted using silver. The 1967 Washington quarter. General features. The 1967 Washington quarter has all the familiar characteristics of the series. It has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters and weighs 6.25 grams, just like most quarters from this era. The silver content in the coin makes it more valuable than modern quarters, but in most cases, its value doesn't exceed a couple of dollars just based on its metal content. The front of the coin features George Washington's bust, facing left, with the word Liberty above it. The back of the coin shows an eagle with outstretched wings, perched on a branch, with the words United States of America and De Pluribus Unum surrounding it. The coin's denomination, quarter dollar, is also visible on the reverse side. Now, most of the 1967 Washington quarters are just like this. They're ordinary, circulating coins. So what makes certain examples of this coin so valuable? Well, as with many rare coins, it all comes down to a rare error that can dramatically increase its worth. The $1.7 million 1967 Washington quarter. You may be asking yourself, how could a 1967 Washington quarter possibly be worth $1.7 million? The answer lies in a unique and rare error that occurred during the minting process. Some 1967 Washington quarters were struck with the double die error. This error happens when the coin's die is misaligned during the striking process, causing the design to appear twice on the coin, making it look like the inscription is doubled. This mistake can be especially noticeable in certain areas of the coin, like the word Liberty or the phrase "In God We Trust." The doubling can also appear on the date and other elements of the design. In the case of the 1967 Washington quarter, only a small number of these coins were affected by this double die error. Because of the rarity of the error, these coins are highly coveted by collectors, which is what makes them so valuable. One of these double die error coins was sold in 2007 for a staggering $1.7 million. This sale was a huge milestone in the world of coin collecting and drew attention from collectors around the globe. The fact that a 1967 quarter could fetch such a high price shows how much demand there is for rare error coins. But how do you know if you've found one of these valuable coins? How to identify a valuable 1967 Washington quarter? If you have a 1967 Washington quarter and you think it could be worth more than just 25 cents, it's time to check for a potential double die error. Here's how you can spot one. 1. Look for doubling in the inscriptions. The most obvious sign of a double die error is in the text on the coin. Specifically, look at the word Liberty and the phrase "In God We Trust." If you see a doubling effect, where the letters or numbers appear twice or have a shadow. That's a clear indicator of a double die error. 2. Inspect the date. Sometimes, the doubling can also appear on the date of the coin, so be sure to examine it carefully. The doubling will be noticeable, even without magnification, though using a magnifying glass can help reveal more subtle details. 3. Examine the overall condition. While the double die error is key, the condition of the coin also plays a significant role in its value. Coins that have been heavily circulated, scratched, or worn down will be worth less than coins in mint or near mint condition. Look for coins that are relatively free of damage or wear. If the coin is in good shape and shows minimal signs of circulation, it could be worth much more. 4. Use magnification to truly confirm the error. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. The doubling effect will become much more apparent when you zoom in on the coin. Be sure to inspect the inscriptions and design carefully. Getting your coin graded. Once you've identified a potential double die error coin, the next step is to have it professionally graded. Coin grading is a process where experts assess the authenticity, condition, and overall quality of the coin. This is important because the grade of your coin directly affects its value. Coins that are in pristine condition, graded MS65 or higher, can fetch much higher prices than those in lower grades. There are several reputable grading services, such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, and the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, that can provide an official grade for your coin. Once graded, the coin's value can be determined with much greater accuracy, and you'll know exactly how much it's worth. The coin market and auction sales. If you do happen to find a valuable 1967 Washington quarter with the double die error, your next step would likely be to put it up for sale. The rare coin market has been booming in recent years, and there are many ways to sell rare and valuable coins. You can list them at an auction, either online or at a traditional coin auction house, or you can sell them directly to collectors or dealers. The rise of online platforms, such as eBay and other specialized coin marketplaces, has made it easier for collectors to find rare coins and for sellers to reach a wider audience. The demand for rare coins, especially those that have been professionally graded, has been consistently high. And given the extraordinary sale price of the 1967 double die error quarter, it's no surprise that these coins are continuing to attract attention from collectors. Conclusion. In conclusion, the 1967 Washington quarter may seem like just another regular coin, but in certain cases, it could be worth an incredible amount of money. Thanks to a rare double die error, some of these coins have sold for as much as $1.7 million, making them highly valuable and sought after by collectors. So, if you have a 1967 Washington quarter in your collection or in your change, it's worth taking a closer look to see if you have a rare double die error on your hands. If you do find one, make sure to get it professionally graded, and who knows, you might be sitting on a coin worth far more than its face value. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more coin tips, coin values, and rare finds. If you've found any rare coins or have any questions, feel free to drop a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, happy coin hunting. Welcome back to the channel, Rarest Coins. If you're new here or if you've been with us for a while, you're in for an exciting episode today. We're going to talk about one of the most intriguing coins from the 20th century, the 1978 Washington quarter. You may be thinking, a quarter from 1978, how could that possibly be worth anything significant? Well, hold on to your hats because, in some cases, a 1978 Washington quarter could be worth as much as $1.4 million. That's right, a simple quarter, worth just 25 cents at face value, could potentially change your financial future. In this video, we'll discuss the history of the Washington quarter, the value of the 1978 version, and how a rarer coin from this year made headlines by selling for an unbelievable price. Let's dive right in. History of the Washington Quarter. Before we get into the specifics of the 1978 Washington Quarter, let's take a moment to understand the history behind the Washington Quarter series. The Washington Quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Designed by John Flanagan, the original design features a left-facing bust of George Washington on the obverse, with an eagle perched on a branch on the reverse side. This design has remained largely the same since its inception, with minor changes over the years. The 1978 Washington Quarter is part of a long-running series that continued to be minted without significant design changes. However, what makes coins like the 1978 Washington Quarter interesting is the possibility of rare era versions that can drastically change their value. Most of the quarters from 1978 are common and worth just 25 cents. But some variations of this coin are worth much more than that. The 1978 Washington Quarter. General features. The 1978 Washington Quarter was minted in the standard composition of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, and it was struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. These coins carry the classic Washington portrait on the front, and on the back, we see the bald eagle, symbolizing the strength and integrity of the nation. The coin has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters and weighs 5.67 grams, which was the standard for most quarters of this period. At the time of its release, the 1978 Washington Quarter was just like any other circulating coin, and there was nothing particularly rare about it. However, over time, certain quarters from this year have been identified as having rare characteristics, which significantly increased their value. We'll get into one of these rare types of 1978 quarters in just a moment. The rarer coin that sold for $1.4 million. So, what makes the 1978 Washington Quarter worth millions? The answer lies in a rare minting error that occurred with a small number of these coins. Some 1978 quarters were struck with the double die error, meaning the coin was stamped with the die twice, causing a doubling effect in the design. This error was not noticed at first, but once it was discovered, it sent shockwaves through the coin collecting world. A double die error happens when the coin's die is misaligned during the minting process, causing the design to appear as if it has been struck twice. In the case of the 1978 Washington Quarter, the most noticeable doubling was in the word liberty and the phrase "In God We Trust." If you closely inspect these areas on a coin that has the double die error, you will notice that the letters have a shadow or second image, which gives the text a doubled appearance. This rare error is what made the 1978 Washington Quarter so valuable. In fact, one of these error coins was sold in a highly publicized auction for a mind-boggling $1.4 million. This sale is a prime example of how a simple mistake during the minting process can lead to a coin becoming a rare and valuable treasure. How to identify a valuable 1978 Washington Quarter. Now, let's talk about how you can identify a valuable 1978 Washington Quarter. The first thing to look for is the doubling on the coin's inscriptions. The best place to check is the word liberty and the phrase "In God We Trust" on the obverse of the coin. When you inspect these areas closely with a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe, you should be able to see a faint secondary image of the letters or numbers. This is the telltale sign of the double die error. It's important to note that the doubling should be visible to the naked eye, especially in the larger letters of the word liberty. You should be able to spot the double defect without needing to search for it too hard. The clearer the doubling, the more valuable the coin. Next, check the overall condition of the coin. While the error is the key to the value, the coin's condition is just as important. Coins in pristine condition, without wear or damage, are much more valuable than those that have been heavily circulated. If you find a 1978 Washington Quarter with the double die error and it's in mint condition, you could be looking at a valuable coin. The role of coin grading. If you think you have a valuable 1978 Washington Quarter with the double die error, the next step is to have it professionally graded. Coin grading is the process of evaluating a coin's authenticity, condition, and overall value. There are several reputable grading services, such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, and the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. that can assess the quality of your coin and issue a grade. The grade of your coin can dramatically affect its value. Coins that are in high grade, such as MS65 or higher, can be worth significantly more than those in lower grades. A coin with a double die error that is graded highly could fetch hundreds of thousands or even millions at auction, depending on its condition. The market for rare coins. The market for rare coins has been growing steadily over the years, especially with the rise of online auctions and coin sales. Collectors are always on the lookout for rare and unique coins, and when a coin with an error like the 1978 Washington quarter becomes available, the demand can drive prices through the roof. The $1.4 million sale of the 1978 double-die error quarter was not an isolated event. Rare coins like this continue to fetch incredible amounts at auctions, with collectors eager to add them to their collections. The value of error coins can fluctuate depending on the market, but there's no denying that certain coins, such as the 1978 double-die Washington quarter, have become highly coveted treasures. Conclusion. So, there you have it. The 1978 Washington quarter might seem like just another ordinary coin at first glance, but with the rare double-die error, it has the potential to be worth millions. The $1.4 million sale of one such coin proves that error coins can be among the most valuable and sought-after collectibles in the world. If you have any 1978 Washington quarters in your collection, or if you come across one in your change, be sure to check it closely for any signs of doubling. If you spot a double-die error, you could be sitting on a rare gem that might be worth a small fortune. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more videos about rare coins and their value. If you've found a rare coin or have any questions, leave a comment below. We'd love to hear about your experiences. Happy coin hunting, and I'll see you in the next video. Outro. Don't forget to check your spare change. You never know when you might stumble upon a valuable coin that could be worth a lot more than you thought. See you in the next video. Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're into coin collecting or you've ever wondered about the value of your spare change, this video is for you. Today, we're going to talk about a coin that you might have never expected to be worth a lot of money, the 1987 Washington quarter. Now, you might be thinking, it's just a regular quarter, right? Well, hold on to your seat, because this coin has a fascinating story, and some rare versions of this coin have sold for as much as $1.2 million. That's right, a quarter worth just 25 cents to most people has become one of the most sought-after coins in the world. In this video, we'll explore the history of the Washington quarter, what makes the 1987 version special, how a rare error made this coin worth millions, and how you can spot one of these valuable coins. Let's jump right in. The history of the Washington quarter. To understand the significance of the 1987 Washington quarter, we first need to look at the history behind the Washington quarter series. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday. The coin was designed by John Flanagan and features a left-facing portrait of George Washington on the obverse, or front side, and an eagle on the reverse, or back side. The eagle is perched on a branch with its wings spread wide, which became a classic image in U.S. coinage. The Washington quarter has undergone several changes over the years, with the most significant being the change from the original design to the state quarters program in 1999. But in 1987, the design remained largely the same, sticking with the original tribute to Washington. The D mint mark on the 1987 quarter tells us that this particular coin was minted in Denver, Colorado. The 1987 Washington quarter and its rarity. The 1987 Washington quarter is part of a series of coins minted during that year, and like most coins from this period, it's not particularly rare. In fact, many of these quarters are still in circulation today and are worth just 25 cents. However, it's important to remember that some coins, especially those with errors or in pristine condition, can be worth much more than their face value. While most of the 1987 Washington quarters you encounter will be worth their face value, there's one rare factor that can make these coins incredibly valuable: the famous double-die error. The double die error. If you're a coin collector or even just someone who's interested in rare coins, you've probably heard the term double die before. A double die error occurs when a coin is struck with a die that has been misaligned, resulting in the design being stamped twice on the coin. This can create a double defect, where you can clearly see the design duplicated in certain areas of the coin. In the case of the 1987 D Washington quarter, this error caused the letters and numbers on the coin, especially in the words Liberty and In God We Trust, to appear doubled. If you look closely at these letters under magnification, you'll notice that they have a faint shadow or a secondary image, which is the result of the double die error. Double die errors are relatively rare in any coin series, but when they do occur, they can significantly increase the coin's value. This is where things get really exciting. The $1.2 million sale. In 2004, a collector discovered a 1987 D Washington quarter with the double die error. This was no ordinary find. The coin was sent off for grading, and after being authenticated by experts, it was determined that this particular coin was not only in error but also in incredible condition. The auction for this rare coin took place, and it ultimately sold for a jaw-dropping $1.2 million. That's right, a single 25-cent coin sold for over $1 million. The reason for this astonishing price is the rarity of the double die error. Most of the 1987 D quarters are regular, standard coins that are worth face value. But a double die coin is a treasure that collectors will pay top dollar for. And because only a small number of these error coins exist, the demand for them is incredibly high. How to identify a valuable 1987 D quarter? Now, you're probably wondering, how can you tell if you have one of these valuable 1987 D Washington quarters in your own collection or change jar? Well, here are a few tips to help you spot the rare double die error coins. The first thing to do is to examine the lettering on the coin. Look closely at the word Liberty and the phrase In God We Trust on the obverse of the coin. If you see a noticeable doubling of the letters, that's the double die error you're looking for. The doubling will appear as a second, faint image of the letters or numbers, and it should be visible to the naked eye if you're looking closely enough. Next, you'll want to examine the condition of the coin. While a double die error can make a coin more valuable, its condition is equally important. Coins in mint condition, or those that have been well preserved, are worth significantly more than those that have been worn down through circulation. Look for coins that are clean, with sharp features and little to no damage. Coins in higher grades can be worth hundreds, thousands, or even millions, depending on the rarity of the error. What to do if you find a rare coin? If you believe you've found a rare 1987 D Washington quarter with the double die error, the next step is to get it professionally graded. Coin grading is a process where experts evaluate the coin's authenticity, condition, and value. Companies like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, can help determine the grade of your coin and issue a certification of its value. Once graded, you can either keep the coin in your collection or sell it. If your coin is truly rare and in good condition, you could make a substantial profit. Remember, error coins like the 1987 D double die quarter are highly sought after by collectors, so it's important to protect your find and get it professionally assessed as soon as possible. The coin market. The market for rare and error coins is incredibly strong. Over the years, many collectors have turned their attention to finding valuable coins with errors, and the 1987 D Washington quarter is no exception. As we've seen, a coin that was originally worth just 25 cents can end up selling for a life-changing amount of money if it has the right characteristics. This makes coin collecting a fascinating and potentially lucrative hobby for those who know what to look for. The $1.2 million sale of the 1987 D double die error coin is a prime example of how the right coin, in the right condition, can lead to a windfall. Whether you're an experienced collector or just starting out, it's worth learning more about these rare coins and how you can find them. Conclusion. So, there you have it. The 1987 D Washington quarter might just look like another coin, but it has the potential to be worth far more than its face value, thanks to a rare double die error. one lucky collector found a coin that sold for $1.2 million. While finding such a coin is a once-in-a-lifetime event, it goes to show that sometimes, the most unexpected items in your pocket can have incredible value. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more tips and information about coin collecting. Have you ever found a rare coin or a piece of history? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting. Outro. If you have any questions about your coin collection or want to share your rare finds, feel free to drop a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. See you next time. Welcome to the channel. Today, we're going to dive into the world of coin collecting and explore one particular coin that may be sitting in your collection or even in your pocket change right now at the 1971 Washington quarter. At first glance, a 1971 quarter might not seem like anything special, but did you know that some of these coins are worth a lot more than you might think? In fact, some 1971 Washington quarters have sold for as much as $1.6 million. Yes, you heard that correctly. A quarter from 1971 could be worth a fortune, but only if it has the right characteristics. In this video, we'll talk about the history of the Washington quarter, the value of the 1971 edition, and how you can identify if you have one of these rare and valuable coins. Let's get started. History of the Washington quarter. Before we talk about the 1971 Washington quarter specifically, it's important to understand the history of the Washington quarter series as a whole. The Washington quarter was introduced in 1932, designed by John Flanagan, to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first President of the United States. The coin features a left-facing bust of Washington on the obverse, front, side, and an eagle on the reverse, back, side. This design has been in use for decades with only slight modifications over the years, but the basic elements have remained the same. In 1964, the U.S. Mint transitioned from using 90% silver to using a copper-nickel composition for most coins, including the quarter. However, 1964 was the last year that the quarter was struck in 90% silver, making coins minted before 1965 particularly valuable due to their precious metal content. By 1971, the U.S. Mint had already switched to the new copper-nickel clad composition, which made the 1971 quarters more affordable to produce but did not affect their status as a widely circulated coin. By 1971, the Washington quarter had become a staple of everyday transactions, and you could find them in circulation across the country. The coin was issued in large quantities that year, with both proof and regular circulation strikes being produced. However, what makes the 1971 quarter particularly interesting is its connection to some rare era coins that can sell for significant sums, and that's what we're really here to talk about today. The 1971 Washington quarter, general features. The 1971 Washington quarter, like other quarters from the same period, has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters and weighs 5.67 grams. The obverse side of the coin features a portrait of George Washington, facing left, with the word Liberty above it. The reverse side displays an eagle perched on an olive branch, with the inscription United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, and $quarter surrounding it. The mint mark, which indicates where the coin was struck, is located just below Washington's neck on the obverse side. At first glance, the 1971 Washington quarter looks like just any other coin in circulation. However, some of these coins have features that set them apart from the rest, and it's these features that make certain 1971 quarters highly valuable to collectors. The $1.6 million 1971 Washington quarter. So, why is the 1971 Washington quarter worth $1.6 million? The answer lies in a rare and unique error that occurred during the minting process at the 1971 Washington quarter with the double die error. This double die error occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned or improperly prepared, causing the design to be stamped twice on the coin. As a result, you'll notice that certain details on the coin appear to be doubled or even tripled, making it instantly recognizable to anyone familiar with error coins. In particular, the double die error on the 1971 Washington quarter typically affects the inscriptions, such as Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date 1971. You'll notice that these elements have a distinct doubling effect as the letters and numbers appear to be shifted, creating a blurry or shadowed look. The doubling is usually most noticeable on the letters in Liberty and In God We Trust, as well as the digits of the year. These double die error coins are extremely rare, and finding one in excellent condition can be like striking gold. In fact, one of these 1971 Washington quarters with a double die error was sold at auction for an incredible $1.6 million. This auction result made headlines and sparked renewed interest in error coins, particularly those from the 1970s. The reason this particular coin sold for such an extraordinary amount was due to both the rarity of the error and the coin's excellent condition, which contributed to its high market value. How to identify a valuable 1971 Washington quarter? Now that you know the 1971 Washington quarter could be worth a small fortune, let's go over how to identify one of these rare and valuable coins. Here's what you need to look for. 1. Look for doubling in the inscriptions. The first thing to check on your 1971 quarter is the inscriptions. Look closely at the word Liberty and the phrase In God We Trust. If you notice a shadow or a second set of images for those letters or words, you might be looking at a double die error. The doubling will be clear and noticeable, even without magnification. 2. Examine the date. Check the date 1971 on the coin as well. If the numbers look doubled, or if there is a shadow effect behind them, then the coin is likely an error coin with a double die. Pay attention to all digits of the year and see if any of them appear to be doubled or shifted in a noticeable way. 3. Inspect the condition. While the doubling error is important, the condition of the coin is also a major factor in its value. A coin in excellent condition, especially one that has not been heavily circulated, will be worth much more than a worn or damaged coin. Look for coins that are in mint state or have minimal wear, scratches, or discoloration. 4. Use magnification. If you're unsure whether your coin has a double die error, use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to examine it more closely. The doubling effect is usually easier to spot under magnification. Pay attention to the letters and the overall clarity of the coin's design. Getting your coin graded. If you find a 1971 Washington quarter with a double die error, the next step is to get it professionally graded. Coin grading is an essential part of determining a coin's value, as experts evaluate the condition, authenticity, and quality of the coin. A graded coin provides both the buyer and the seller with a clear understanding of the coin's market value. The two most reputable grading services are the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, and the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. These services will assess the coin and assign it a grade, which can range from a poor rating all the way up to mint state or gem uncirculated. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. A well-preserved 1971 Washington quarter with a double die error that is graded highly could fetch hundreds of thousands of dollars, or even more, depending on its rarity and condition. The coin market and auction sales. If you have a valuable 1971 Washington quarter with the double die error, your next step is to consider selling it. The coin market has grown significantly in recent years, with more and more collectors looking for rare and unique coins. Online auction sites, such as eBay, and specialized coin auction houses are popular places to list rare coins for sale. These platforms provide access to a broad audience of buyers who are specifically looking for rare finds like the 1971 Washington Quarter. The demand for rare coins continues to rise, and the prices have steadily increased, especially for coins in excellent condition. The $1.6 million sale of the 1971 Washington Quarter with the double die error is proof of the high demand and value of these rare coins. So, if you find a 1971 quarter with the double die error, make sure to get it evaluated and consider auctioning it to the highest bidder. Conclusion. In conclusion, the 1971 Washington Quarter may look like an ordinary coin, but certain versions of this coin are incredibly rare and valuable. A 1971 quarter with a double die error can be worth as much as $1.6 million, making it one of the most valuable coins from the 1970s. If you have a 1971 Washington Quarter, it's worth taking a closer look to see if you have one of these rare error coins. Check for doubling on the inscriptions, examine the overall condition, and get the coin professionally graded to determine its value. Thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed learning about rare coins and how to identify them, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Have you ever found a rare coin? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your stories. Until next time, happy coin hunting. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to dive into the fascinating world of coin collecting, specifically focusing on the Washington Quarter dollar from 1992. Now, you might be thinking that the 1992 coin isn't very old, and it's probably worth just 25 cents, right? Well, you'd be surprised. Some 1992 Washington Quarters have actually sold for as much as $1.1 million. Yes, that's right. A quarter from 1992 could be worth that much. So, how does a regular, seemingly average quarter become worth such a mind-blowing sum? Well, in this video, we'll explore the history of the Washington Quarter, the value of the 1992 coin, and what makes it so special that it could be worth a fortune. Let's get into it. History of the Washington Quarter. The Washington Quarter has a long and interesting history that dates back to 1932, when it was first introduced to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Designed by artist John Flanagan, the coin features a left-facing portrait of Washington on the obverse, front, side. Over the years, this design has remained largely unchanged, with only minor modifications. The reverse, back, side of the coin originally depicted an eagle perched on a branch, but later, the eagle design evolved with the coin's continued production. Throughout the years, the Washington Quarter has seen many changes in its metal composition. Initially, quarters were struck in 90% silver, but in 1965, the U.S. Mint began using a clad composition of copper and nickel. This change affected the value of the coin in terms of its precious metal content, but the Washington Quarter continued to circulate as a common denomination. The 1992 Washington Quarter, however, is notable for being part of the broader series of quarters minted during a time when the coins were entirely clad, meaning they no longer contained any silver. The 1992 Washington Quarter, general features. Now let's talk about the 1992 Washington Quarter specifically. This coin was minted in Denver, which is why you will see the D mint mark just below Washington's neck on the obverse side of the coin. The 1992 quarter has a standard diameter of 24.3 millimeters and weighs 5.67 grams. The obverse side features a left-facing bust of George Washington, with the word Liberty above it and In God We Trust to the right. The reverse side features the eagle design, with the words United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, and quarter dollar surrounding it. At first glance, this coin seems like just another standard issue quarter. After all, Millions of them were produced for circulation. So, you might be wondering, what makes the 1992 D Washington quarter so special? Well, it's not the coin itself that's inherently valuable, but rather a rare and unique error that occurred during the minting process, an error that makes certain 1992 D quarters worth a lot of money. The $1.1 million 1992 D Washington quarter. So, how could a 1992 D Washington quarter possibly be worth $1.1 million? The answer lies in a specific and very rare error known as the off-center strike. This occurs when a coin is struck off-center during the minting process, causing the design to appear misaligned. The result is a coin that looks different from a normal, well-centered strike, often leaving parts of the design missing or incomplete. In the case of the 1992 D Washington quarter, a few off-center error coins were produced, and one of these rare quarters ended up selling for $1.1 million at auction. The value of the 1992 D off-center strike is driven by its rarity and unique appearance. This error coin is one of the most extreme examples of an off-center strike that has ever been seen in a Washington quarter, making it extremely valuable to collectors who specialize in rare error coins. Now, it's important to understand that not every 1992 D quarter is worth this kind of money. In fact, the vast majority of those coins are worth their face value at just 25 cents. It's the off-center error that gives this coin its extraordinary value. So, how can you tell if your 1992 D Washington quarter has this error? Let's go over how to spot it. How to identify a valuable 1992 D Washington quarter. If you have a 1992 D Washington quarter and you think it might be valuable, it's time to start inspecting it closely. Here's what you need to look for. 1. Look for off-center strikes. The main feature to check for is an off-center strike. If the design appears misaligned, with parts of the coin missing or incomplete, you may have a rare error coin. The off-center strike will cause parts of the design, like the lettering or the images of Washington and the eagle, to be shifted or cut off. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin could be. 2. Check the alignment. Off-center strikes typically happen when the coin is not properly aligned with the die during the minting process. If you notice that the design is shifted, or if one part of the coin seems much closer to the edge than the rest of the design, then the coin is likely an off-center strike. 3. Look for clear visual indicators. The off-center strike may not always be obvious to the naked eye, so be sure to take a closer look. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to get a better view of the coin's design. If the coin looks uneven or if there are parts of the design that seem incomplete or missing, that's a good indication that the coin might be valuable. 4. Examine the condition of the coin. While the off-center error is important, the condition of the coin also plays a major role in determining its value. If the coin is in mint or near mint condition, it will be worth more than a coin that's heavily worn, scratched, or damaged. Even a rare off-center strike in poor condition can be worth significantly less than one that has been well preserved. Getting your coin graded. If you think you've found a 1992 D Washington quarter with an off-center strike or any other rare error, it's time to get the coin professionally graded. Grading is an essential step in determining the coin's true value. There are several reputable grading services, such as the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, and the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, that can evaluate the coin and assign it a grade based on its authenticity and condition. A professionally graded coin will come with a certificate that guarantees its authenticity, and it will also provide a more accurate estimate of its market value. When it comes to error coins, especially those that are as rare as the 1992 D off-center strike, getting the coin graded is crucial to maximizing its value. Coin market and auction sales. Once you've had your 1992 D Washington quarter graded, you can begin considering how to sell it. The rare coin market has been booming in recent years, with more and more collectors eager to find unique and valuable coins. Auction houses, both online and in person, are great places to sell rare error coins. Websites like eBay and specialized coin auction sites also provide access to a global market of buyers looking for high-quality, rare coins. If your 1992D Washington quarter has a dramatic off-center strike and has been graded in excellent condition, it could fetch a significant sum at auction, as the sale of the $1.1 million 1992D quarter demonstrates. These era coins are highly sought after by collectors, and the demand for rare finds like this is only increasing. Conclusion. In conclusion, the 1992D Washington quarter may seem like just another standard coin, but in certain cases, it could be worth an astounding amount of money. If you happen to have a 1992D Washington quarter with an off-center strike, it could be worth up to $1.1 million, as we've seen with one such coin at auction. The key is to carefully examine your coin for the telltale signs of an off-center strike and to have it professionally graded to confirm its authenticity and value. Thank you for watching today's video. If you found this information helpful and interesting, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content on rare coins, their history, and their value. Have you ever found a rare era coin? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, happy coin hunting.